Good morning, Cohort C. Hey, welcome to another week and another episode of Science with Mr. Gonzalez. Well, let's dig in here. There's a bunch of you who are already on the public service announcement, and a few of you already done. So stay tuned, everyone, because once I start choosing which posts are going to go on the 6th grade World Solutions blog, I'm going to share it with everyone and ask that you also promote it, which means share it with your friends and family so they can share it with others so that it can go as far and wide as we can get it to go. And by that way, we'll be helping our planet. We each will do our own part to spread the word, to raise awareness. Now, on the public service announcement, I want to remind you of this document here. Here are some ways people, every single one of us, can help. This, if you just skimmed it or didn't read it, especially those of you that finished your PSA, make sure you've got these R's, okay? Because it's more than just reduce, reuse, and recycle. Well, what is replace? What do they mean by recover? Refuse and reject? That one's kind of self-explanatory. And rethink. But the refuse and reject, see, they've got some ideas here for you. You have the choice. So today, while you guys are working on your public service announcement, I wanted to take some time today to talk about plastic. Because a lot of 6th graders this year chose the Great Pacific Ocean Garbage Patch. And there's some things we need to know about plastic. Now, there's no national law that mandates recycling, which is a shame, right? There are so much plastic, but the worst part is even the plastic that gets recycled or sent to recycle, not all of it gets recycled. So notice here that to make plastic, you have to have oil, and it has to be drilled or fracked to get the oil. So first of all, it's made out of oil. It takes a lot of water to put plastic bottles together, and then we're stuck with it forever. So let's look at the 7 types of plastic. Polyethylene terephthalate, or PET, otherwise known as PET, P-E-T-E, is used a lot. You can see it's used for things we see in everyday life. You go to the store, you buy soda, you buy water bottles, your food packaging, polyester, medicine jars, peanut butter jars, jelly jars. It's all made out of that plastic. 33 million tons produced annually, and only 30% of it is recycled. Then we get, how many tons of PET or PET plastic are produced every year? That many elephants times 1 million. Right. Then there's the high density polyethylene. There's that polyethylene again. This one, the H is the HDPE. That one you use for milk jugs, soap containers, plastic bags, grocery bags, trash bags. Other things we use, 52 million tons produced annually, only 31.6 of it gets recycled. Then we get into this one, number 3, V, polyvinyl chloride, PVC. Okay, this one's used in cables, carpet bagging, decks, electrical boxes. I mean, these are important uses. But what can we do to make it better? Because this one, less than 1% is recycled, and we produce 38 million tons a year. I know, right? Then there's low-density polyethylene, LDPE, which is a thermoplastic. Can be heated and frozen repeatedly. So, I mean, it's got some important uses, like for computer components, food containers, lids, plastic wraps, 6-pack beverage rings, those that end up in the ocean. And, if you've seen the pictures, if you haven't, look it up. 64 million tons produced annually. And many recycling centers have stopped taking this low-density plastic. so it doesn't get recycled. Number 5 is polypropylene, PP, another thermoplastic. Bike racks, sheeting, shipping pallets, storage bins, plastic diapers, microwave meal trays. I mean, a lot of stuff. Bottle caps, stadium cups. 68 million tons annually. And it's downcycled, not recycled, but downcycled into battery cables, cases, brooms, brushes, bicycle racks, and ice scrapers. Number 6 is polystyrene, PS, a soft, rigid foam with a low melting point. So it's used in cameras, plastic cutlery, utensils, protective packaging, rulers, vending cups, thermal insulation, thermometers, packing peanuts. 25 million tons annually. And the jury is in on this. This kind of plastic is out. It's labeled as recyclable, but they don't. Recycling centers don't take it, right? And an estimated 25 billion styrofoam cups are tossed every single year, not recycled, and it's downcycled into nothing. Huh. And then the bonus plastic, number 7, means it's not recyclable, and that includes polycarbonate, acrylic, acetyl, polyoxymethylene, nylon, acrylic butadiene styrene. And I mean, these are useful plastics, but again, they don't get recycled. And included in those plastics is the plastic we use for 3D printing, not recyclable. I was bummed when I found that out. So check this out. A shocking amount of plastic bottles cover the sea floor. So the ocean cleanup is taking care of the floating plastic, but what about this? So in 2015, by 2015, we produced 6.3 billion metric tons of plastic waste. And only 9% of that was recycled. 12% was incinerated, which means it was burned, which means air pollution. 79% was discarded in landfills or the natural environment like oceans. So the ocean cleanup is very important. And for those of you not researching plastics, look up microplastics.
Plastic is everywhere. A lot of it ends up in the ocean. Most plastics in the ocean break down into very small particles. These small plastic bits are called microplastics. Other plastics are intentionally designed to be small. They're called microbeads and are used in many health and beauty products. They pass unchanged through waterways into the ocean. Aquatic life and birds can mistake microplastics for food. Research is being conducted, but there's much we still don't know. In 2015, the US banned the use of microbeads, but microplastics are still a huge problem. You can help keep plastic out of the ocean. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle.
At least, right? We know there's other R's. One group in A2 or 1 6th graders researching the plastics from glitter and the microplastics found in makeup. And she's discovering a whole lot that is Shocking. So looking up microplastics will open up your minds to what's out there because it's really bad. But I did find this website called Every Bottle Back, and you can see their bottles are made to be remade. I mean, I keep looking for what solutions are out there, and this one company, American Beverage, there's the peat, the number one, the most recyclable, and their plastic bottles are made of that. And once the bottles get collected, they make their way to a materials recovery facility where they're separated from other plastics. And then these PET bottles are then cleaned, ground up, and turned into recycled PET or rPET pellets that can then be used to make new bottles, which is the way it should be done, right? We shouldn't have to make new plastic. We've got enough plastic to make more plastic. So they've launched the Every Bottle Back initiative to reduce the industry's plastic footprint. And it's a commitment from the Coca-Cola Company, Keurig, Dr. Pepper, PepsiCo. They're making investments into this type of program, which is hopeful. So their goal is to get every bottle back and keep using the bottles they get back to make new bottles. I mean, it makes sense, doesn't it? So this is something you might want to look into because it's got a section on recycling programs. But I also found this article that is also helpful to see this. Scientists have linked two enzymes that turn plastic-eating bacteria into super digesters. So a new study found a way to improve what this bacteria does. It's a new species of bacteria that they found outside a bottle recycling facility. And this bacteria probably evolved because of plastic, and it's capable of decomposing plastic. The discovery revealed that the bacteria's ability depends on two specific enzymes. The enzymes are PETase from the polyethylene bottle and MHETase, metase. Now, researchers found if they link both those enzymes together, it makes the bacteria more efficient, so they work better together. So they're finding that this can double the amount or more of plastic broken down. That way, plastic could be broken down by the bacteria in days, which would take hundreds of years in the natural environment. So this deals with only part of the issue, right? Recovering plastic waste in the ocean is underway with the ocean cleanup, put together with this and initiatives like Every Bottle Back. You see, if you do all these things together, there's hope, right? This is the wave of the future. Right, we've got to cut down on our plastic. So, hope you get something out of this. But now, it's time to check in with our very own Rider of Bay, Mr. Tommy Bay, for event number 108. Getting close to that. 117. Oh no, polymorph potion. You drink a potion, but you should have read the label. A random player is going to become a butterfly. I know, Hermione turned into a cat because of the cat hair on the brush. But you've got, I guess, part of the wing or something of a butterfly. So you can't gain XP today, and you will be known today as Butterfly because you look like a giant butterfly. All right, the person who drank the potion without reading the label is Jack. Sorry, Butterfly Jack. But yeah, you should have been careful. All right, speaking of careful, Team 2, Maribel still has damage that she can take, but I'm waiting for the Guardians. So Izzy or Cadence or Xander protect. And then once they protect, Charlie, you can go ahead and heal. And Maribel, you can heal too once they protect you. Because you're going to need it. All right, Team 1, you're looking good. Everybody's full health, full AP. So you guys are doing great. Well, have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow for tomorrow's lesson.